if you're extreme towards junk food, if you're extreme towards a device, if you're extreme towards stuff that I consider to be unhealthy, that's not good. So like whatever it is you want, whoever it is you want to be, what you want to portray to the world, just be that person. Make sure you write it down, you laminate it, you stick it on your wall, and you stick to the standards that deliver the person you want to be.
Welcome to the Hard Way podcast with Joe Sena, founder and CEO of Spartan Races. We're teaching you how to overcome your obstacles in your life the same way we teach our 10 million plus Spartans to overcome obstacles on the course, with insight from the smartest, most accomplished experts from every corner of the world. Get ready to elevate your life today.
Joe Sena, CEO and founder of Spartan, host of the Hard Way podcast. We've got a solo episode here. We are talking extremism, less is more, and how to recalibrate your life to match that concept. Look, my mom always talked about moderation. Everything in moderation was a common theme around the house. I had a problem with it. I'm an extreme guy. I love pushing to the edge. Do I believe that's the right way? I don't know. I'm certainly not a Buddhist monk. My engines are revved pretty high. My tagline on my email says, "The fast eat the slow." I wake up early. I tell people I'll sleep when I'm dead. I suggest that my exit strategy with Spartan is death. I'm a pretty extreme guy. I don't party. I don't drink. If there's a party at my house because a bunch of people are invited over, by 9 p.m., I'm turning the lights off, trying to get everybody out so we can go to bed. Like, I don't know about moderation. Is it right? Is moderation the right path for folks? Maybe, but there's a few folks out there that want to achieve incredible results in whatever it is they're getting after. And for me, my recurring dream in life is this inability to get done as much as I want to get done. And so if that's the thing that's driving me, if that's my internal engine under the hood is trying to get a ton done in life, I can't do that moderately. Like Wayne Gretzky wasn't moderate. Jordan Burroughs, Michael Jordan, not moderate. And I've been there, by the way, where you wake up and you got to get 5 workout sessions in a day. And I'm doing 12-hour hikes on a Saturday. And I'm a complete nutcase. I'm overwhelmed, but loving every minute of it. Those normal people say it's extreme, but those normal people are not trying to run 300 miles straight, right? They're not trying to do something big. I just don't know how you accomplish big things in whatever your craft is, whatever you're attempting your craft to be, without being incredibly extreme about it. You just can't. Like I look at my boys who wrestle and my girls play soccer, or they're trying to get into good colleges. Like, you can't do that moderately. You can't. It doesn't mean that the bulk of people, the bulk of society shouldn't live a nice, moderate life that's healthy and balanced. But like, you're not going to achieve big things, which is okay. That might not be your thing. It's probably not your thing. I sometimes joke and say, it'd be a lot easier to be a little more moderate. It'd be a lot easier to just be a little more relaxed and not so extreme. It'd be a lot less stress. But like, I personally wouldn't be happy. So I'm not advocating. I'm not sitting here saying everybody should be, because it's not for everybody. If it were, then everybody would be extreme. But they're not. The majority of the world is everything in moderation, including moderation. Well, if you're extreme towards partying, if you're extreme towards junk food, if you're extreme towards a device, if you're extreme towards stuff that I consider to be unhealthy, that's not good. So like somebody said to me, the young kid said to me, "Joe, I want to be more disciplined. I want to be a high performer." And the kid's a pretty amazing kid for, a 20-year-old. I said, "Listen, I could impose my extreme thoughts and values on you, But that's not the right thing to do because you may not be an early riser. You may not be the kind of guy that wants to make your bed in the morning and be tight and organized and polished. That may not be you. Whatever it is you want, whoever it is you want to be, what you want to portray to the world, just be that person. Make sure you write it down, you laminate it, you stick it on your wall, and you stick to the standards that deliver the person you want to be. I can't tell you what person. I think you'll be happier if your room is cleaned and you're up early and you'll do workout. Like, I think you'll do better if you stick to a protocol like that. But like, I can't impose my extreme tendencies on you. You know, Musk can't impose his on me, right? Trump can't impose his on. Like, I got my own set of values and things I'm interested in that make me happy and drive me, and other extreme people have theirs. But for sure, we would all agree on not being extreme with Slurpees and sleeping and sloth and devices and like, right? Like, I think we'd all agree on that. You want to be a good citizen. Friends of mine, new and old friends, that it's never enough and they got to have more stuff. Thankfully, I had a mother who leaned more Buddhist. And so for me, when I talk extreme and the stuff I want to achieve in this world, I don't need 100 fancy cars. I don't need one fancy car. I don't need first class flights. I don't need all that stuff. I just want to make sure I can pay my bills and I can do something really purposefully in life. And I do that at an extreme level. I lean in. I like working and driving and pushing towards that purpose, towards my why. But it's not the accumulation of material things, which I think most people that are extreme are chasing. And that's a trap. Those material things are going to make you happy, but actually it's the removal of stuff that makes you happy, which is why I love endurance, right? Because endurance gets me cold, tired, and hungry. It removes all the nonsense from my life for a moment. And then when I get back to having a meal or a bed or a hot shower, I am happy as can be. But if I didn't remove the stuff and I lived in first class, fancy cars, hot shower, like, then it's never enough. I need more. If I only had a nicer house, if I only had more of this, if I only had this, right? So I believe take it away, and when you bring it back, and my kids, we did this hike when they were young. We all got very, very hungry. We were out there 24 hours. Big snowstorm ensued. It was a rugged situation. And on our way back, the kids begged me to go to Wendy's, and I got them some French fries against my judgment. And they spilled the French fries on the floor. They tripped, and the whole tray fell on the floor. And they were eating the French fries off the floor. If this was a day earlier, my daughter would have been upset that my son touched her French fry. But they were eating them now off the floor, dirty. They were happy as can be and appreciative of food because they didn't have any for the prior 24 hours. So you take stuff away, and you're very appreciative of the stuff you missed. It's just ego. For me, it was reading Arnold Schwarzenegger said that he had a chip on his shoulder and he had a big ego before he had the confidence from winning his Mr. Olympias. Once he won his Mr. Olympias and he had confidence, he no longer needed to race people and challenge people because he was confident in who he was. Warren Buffett, confident in who he is, lives in the same house, drives the same car. Sam Walton, story is, drove an old pickup truck, one of the wealthiest guys in the world. And so if you could turn it on its head and say, hey, it's just my ego that wants to show off because, I'm not confident in myself. And actually, when I get in my Ford Explorer, I say I'm proud of myself because I say, I don't need to show anybody. I wear a sweatshirt, you know me, like I don't need to show anybody anything because I have nothing to prove. I prove it to myself. So if you could flip it on its head and deprogram yourself from all the commercial programming we're having done, front and center or subliminally each day, If you could deprogram yourself and say, I don't need to prove anything to myself or anybody else. I am completely confident in who I am, and I really just need to get from point A to point B. I don't need a Ferrari to do that. You're good to go. The biggest message I would give is figure out your why, figure out your purpose. Why are you here? What do you love? What are you going to do? What are you going to add? What value are you going to add to the world? Once you nail your why, then just deliver on that. Deliver on that each and every day. And don't get distracted with material things, with nonsense, with extreme waste. Don't do things that aren't aligned with that why. You want to be the greatest family man that ever lived. That's your why. Throw everything else overboard that's not aligned with being the greatest family man that ever lived. You want to be the greatest mountain climber that ever lived. Throw everything else overboard that's not aligned with being the greatest mountain climber. Like every day, ask yourself, am I getting myself closer to my why? Am I achieving my purpose each and every day? Are the things I'm doing aligned with my value system? Because in most cases, they're not. Most cases, we're doing things on a daily basis that are not aligned with what we're trying to achieve or who we are. And then we are upset that we're not achieving the results we want to achieve. I can't believe I didn't get to my destination. Well, you're driving in the wrong direction.